Okay, let's start with the lift the flap questions and answers about stuff. So it's a series, questions and answers, and it's lift the flap. It's one of the easier ones. So stuff like, how is chocolate made? Out of cocoa, from the seeds of a cocoa plant. You make chocolate by mixing cocoa powder with melted cocoa butter, milk and sugar. How many oranges make a glass of juice? So it's like random facts about stuff, and you open the flap and they tell you the answer. How is flour made? So it's not like super easy, but it's not a baby book, and it's not, I think it's good for like up to first grade if you're a good reader. Like, for example, here it says, a combine harvester cuts the wheat plants and separates the grain from the straw. So, you know, it takes a little, you know, understanding of stuff. How do you make bread? By mixing flour and water with something that makes bubbles, such as yeast. You knead and stretch the mixture to make a strong dough. Bubbles grow in the dough. So it's like random facts. So this is all about food. They talk about eggs. And then there's like different things. So just to give you like kind of a background on the level. So I think this is so cute. Yes or no? Do you know which animals these meats come from? Turkey. It comes from a turkey, the bird, not the country. Venison steaks, where is it from? It's from a deer. So like my little one flips through these, but my big one also does too. So my big one is 6, small one is 4. They both read it because it has facts that the big one doesn't know too. So here's another example. Lift the flap, questions and answers about your body. When did we learn to talk? In the first 2 years of life, a newborn baby could only cry. By 9 months, you could babble. And around 2, you could use different words. Baba doo doo. Hello, Dad. Your illustrations are just so cute. It kills me. When will I be as tall as you? Let's see. Maybe when you're a teenager. Maybe never. People have growth spurts at different ages, and they all end up at different heights. I'm the tallest. That's cheating. Girls usually stop growing by the age of 18 and boys by around 22. So it's random facts, and this is all about your body. And frankly, it has less words than some of the harder ones. So this, I would say, you know, is your easiest one if you don't want to do like baby board books. And I think even, yeah, first or even some second graders might flip through it and find it really interesting. So they have like about your body, about time. Ooh, we didn't do this one yet. So the hour hand, how to tell time, definitely could go older. So animals, there's like maybe 10, 12 different titles. Dinosaurs, I have all the titles. And then here's a few books about, this is Look Inside series. This one is just slightly harder than the questions and answers, just slightly, and you'll see like the words are slightly smaller. It's a smaller book to compare the size, but the information is a little bit more. So it says, blast off, a rocket roars into the sky. It whooshes up and up. The ground is far below. The rocket is now in space. So it introduces a concept of space, but it actually goes into more detail. Space is everything that exists beyond planet Earth, our home. There are lots of strange things out there. Big chunks of rocks drift through space. These are called asteroids. So see, it does go into some detail, like this is the moon buggy to drive around. Okay, my big one was fascinated with this. So you open one up, and guess what? Astronauts use the buggy to explore the moon. They saw deep dark craters, and then there's a second flap. and dry, dusty mountains. So they go flap crazy. These books are not that easy. I mean, it looks easy because it's so pretty, but it's not easy. The moon is always round. It just looks as if it changes shape as different parts of it are lit by the sun. The different shapes have names. This is a half moon. One more. This shape is called a crescent. I wouldn't say this is a baby book, right? So, how big is the moon? The moon is much smaller than Earth. You could fit 4 moons into Earth. If you could build a road to the moon, it would take 4 months to drive there. Yeah, my big one was testing me on all these facts. He's like, do you know how long it takes to drive to the moon? I'm like, I have no idea. Each astronaut exercises for 2 hours every day to stay fit and strong. So see? And then this one flips all the way out. And everything is a lift to flap. But all the facts are really dense. I definitely think you can, like, this book has been flipped quite a bit in the last week, over and over. I mean, I don't even know what this is, Ganymede and Europa. It's a lot of information. So this one they haven't done yet, which I'll probably pull out next week. Look inside how things work. This is really dense. Oh my gosh. Wheels can be joined by a rod called an axle. When the axle turns, so do the wheels. Gravity is a force that pulls things to the ground. Whee! So they incorporate some fun stuff in here. When you pull one end of the line, you lift something on the other end. See a pulley action on page 11. Ooh. I want to see a pulley action, page 11. Sorry, I haven't gone through this book, so I'm kind of excited here. Pulley action. Oh my goodness. Wow. It tells you how this works. The driver controls the crane from this cabin, then a new section of crane is lifted and slotted into the space. To build the crane higher, the top part is lifted up by a ram. So, you know what? Now that I see this, I think, you know, a good second grader can probably read this. Second maybe to third. Look inside your body. This one we haven't done yet. Stomach juices are added here to mush up your food even more. It goes through the small intestine first. Muscles push the food along. Useful parts of the food go to the rest of the body. So, you know, there's a bunch of titles and look inside. So, what is the next one after this? It's called See Inside, and I definitely think this goes third grade and beyond because there are so many things in here. I don't even know, like, a lot of these. Where does energy come from? Most scientists think all energy in the whole universe was created in an explosion called the Big Bang. Yeah, this is definitely not first, second grade stuff. Okay. Energy can't be made or destroyed. The universe contains all energy it started with. That amount can never change, but energy is constantly changing from one type to another. And you see how they like do different flaps? I mean, it makes it really interesting. So how you see the text, it's much smaller. The See Inside series is a lot harder. Check this out. It's like a million information on the page. I mean, this takes forever for me to read. The sun gives off an enormous supply of light and heat energy. The sun is made up of billions and billions of tiny particles that smash into each other, releasing energy. Light energy, heat energy. Fire gives out heat energy. Burning wood changes some of the wood's energy into heat and light energy. And then you get this, energy from the ground, turning fossils into fuels. So I think this is great for older children. I've had one of my good friends buy it for her third grader, and you know, this is a lot of information made more interesting than just reading a science book. Polluting fumes come out of the exhaust pipes of cars and other vehicles. Over time, the land around mines and power stations suffers. Coal ash coats the ground. Sprawling mines get bigger in the search for more fuel. Water supplies become polluted. So it's harder. They have even harder topics. So there's weather and climate, where food comes from, and stuff about the body too. And I will switch a video and show you some other stuff.